What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do. We're on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities. I'm glad it's a new week, man, because last week was not my best one. Y'all know me. I always call a spade a spade. It was an up and down week, to say the least. A couple days we swept on the premium side. Couple days we had some really rough days. Yesterday fell in line with one of those really rough days. But again, new week, new goals, new opportunities. Shit's in the past. It was what it was. Be what it be. Can't change it. All we can do is get it back in blood. And today's a pretty good card to do exactly that, man. A lot of teams in action, a lot of good games. I'm going to let you ladies and gentlemen know my exact thoughts, my opinions on these games. Hopefully we come out green and looking to do what we usually do, which is smash the books. Per usual, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Gonna be a quicker episode, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm just gonna rapid fire these games at you. A lot of ground to cover, but I'm gonna let you guys know what you need to know betting the NBA tonight. First game on the board is my favorite team. The Los Angeles Lakers out on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. I'm on the Lakers in this one. I know LeBron's out. Doesn't really do it for me. The Nets, a much better ATS team out on the road. Lakers still, in my mind, in my opinion, one of the hottest teams in the league. They just ran up against Boston in the revenge game at home. Celtics are still the best team in the league. I've said that, for the last two seasons combined. So not mad at the Lakers for losing that game. I think they come back in here in this one and look like how they've looked for the majority of post-All-Star break. Dominant. And I don't trust Brooklyn at home. I'm on the Lakers. I'll lay it. We got the Atlanta Hawks laying 10.5 points on the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers battling it out with Phoenix for the worst ATS team in the NBA. The line in this game tells you everything you need to know. Lay the points here with the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks, man, this is not a game I'm necessarily rushing to. Laying 10.5 with Atlanta. We're low-key asking for it, but it's justified based on who's on the other side. Philadelphia. Philadelphia's basically waved the white flag on the season. Atlanta still has some things to play for. Hawks, they've played well in back-to-back games, beating up on Indiana. I think they beat up on Philadelphia in this one. I'm going to lay it. We got the Boston Celtics laying 17.5 points on the Utah Jazz. Total 229.5. I think it's a bad spot for the Celtics. Coming off the huge win over the Lakers, got the Thunder Buddies on deck on the Wednesday. Sandwich spot. I'm going to fade them here. And it wouldn't shock the hell out of me if Utah won this game outright either. I know some of you are going to say, Jay, you're crazy as hell. And yes, I am. But kind of feels like a flat go-through-the-motion style spot for Boston. If you've bet Boston majority of the season, you know they have these games where they go through the motions, fall flat, and you be like, what the fuck happened? I got that feeling about this one tonight. Utah, we can bet them in certain spots, certain situations on the road. I want to see this injury report clear up. I do want to see this injury report clear up there. We're in roster manipulation period of the NBA right now currently. Small in on Utah. Money line, I really like the 17.5 in our back pocket, though. I think it's just a sandwich spot, go through the motion style game for the Celtics. We got the Miami Heat laying 9.5 points on the Charlotte Hornets, total 216.5. Not a game I love by any stretch of the imagination. Heat have beat the Hornets in both meetings this season. Heat have been struggling. They're comfortable at home, though, as this will be their 5th home game in their last 6 games. They need a bounce-back game. Today's probably that bounce-back game. Am I rushing to lay this many points with Miami? No, not really. Probably one of my least favorite games on the entire card tonight. But I give a play in every single game, every single day. Forced to play this game, I would lay the 9.5 with the Miami Heat. We got the Toronto Raptors at home at the crib with the Washington Wizards rolling in. Total 231.5. Hey, we've made a really pretty penny this season with Toronto at home at the crib. I believe they are head and shoulders better than the Washington Wizards. I believe Toronto handles business, wins, and covers here. Unless I have a clear and concise reason to fade Toronto in Toronto, I'm really not interested in doing so. Injury report for both teams is really concerning. Still, though, I'm on Toronto in this one. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a quick revenge game. They just lost to these boys 118-117 the other day. I think they come back, get it back in blood. I'm on the Toronto Raptors at home at the crib in the quick revenge spot. We got the Chicago Bulls, your Chicago Bulls, 6.5-point home dogs with the Indiana Pacers rolling in total 241.5. Indiana's been disappointing. You lose back-to-back on the road to Atlanta, I have to question you a little bit. I think they come in here and beat up on Chicago, though. Chicago, I know they've won back-to-back games. Shout out to them. Chicago's played the much better basketball on the road this season than they have at home. Indiana's the better basketball team by a pretty wide margin, in my mind, in my opinion, in the bounce-back game. I think they handle business. We've seen Indiana beat up on Chicago every meeting this season, 132, 123, 129, 113, 127, 112. Coming off back-to-back losses, I think the fourth time they play Chicago, it's going to look very similar to how the previous three looked. Lay the points here with Indiana. We got Houston laying 4.5 points on the Orlando Magic. Total 211.5. Two teams, man, we love betting, or at least last season we did. This season we've ran into issues with both of them. The Orlando Magic are right now the number one team on the do not bet list. They did win their last game over the Milwaukee Bucks. Can they play well in back-to-back road games is the million-dollar question. First, we got to talk injuries for the Rockets. Amen Thompson, he's out. He'll be out for a couple weeks. Fred VanVleet, game time decision. If you've been watching the gym session for the last couple weeks, you know I've been telling you how big of a piece for this team Fred VanVleet is. He's the point guard. He's the orchestrator. He's the guy that gets everybody going. Huge part of this team. Without him out there, everybody just doing what the hell they want to do. Sometimes you need an orchestrator, and that's what Fred VanVleet is for this team. I'm hoping he plays in this one. If he plays, I'm on the Rockets. Houston, we have a problem. We trust the Houston Rockets at home at the crib. The Magic, it's going to take more than one win over Milwaukee to take them off the do not bet list. Orlando's been really disappointing from an ATS perspective. Post All-Star break, non-trustworthy. Houston, they're getting their guy back, it looks like. The guy that gets the show going. And I think that's enough to bet Houston in Houston. I'm going to lay it here with the Rockets continuing to fade Orlando until they give us great reason to take them off the list. We keep it rolling. We head over to Memphis where the Grizzlies are laying 4.5 points on the Phoenix Suns. Total 243.5. I'm on the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to lay the points here in this one. Memphis has beat Phoenix every meeting this season. 117, 112, 119, 112, 151, 148. Memphis, this team needs a bounce-back game at home. This team just lost, 4 straight games at home? That's not the Grizzlies we know. The Grizzlies go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. Going up against, one of the worst ATS teams in the league. I keep telling y'all, them in Philadelphia bouncing back and forth for who is the worst. This is the bounce-back spot for Memphis at home at the crib, in my mind, in my opinion. Because they've been struggling so much at home, I think they're locked in here. I think they beat up on the Suns like they have every meeting this season. Not overcomplicating it. I'm laying it here with the Grizzlies. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, our favorite money-making team, laying 8.5 points on the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Hey, man, these two teams just played yesterday. We took the Thunder. We laid it with the Thunder. Thought it was a good spot for them to come out with a win and cover, and they did. Tonight, we're going the other way. I don't fade the Thunder often, but in the quick revenge spot here for Denver, I think they show up. I think they show out. They might go in here and beat the Thunder outright. They might go in here and beat them outright tonight. But I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket. It's just to play on the spot, play on the situation. Denver kind of took their foot off the gas late fourth quarter in that game. That score kind of looked a little uglier than what it really was. I think tonight this one's going to be much more competitive. This one's probably going to come right down to the wire. I think Denver has a legitimate chance to win it in the quick revenge spot. Really good game. Wouldn't be surprised if this was the Western Conference Finals. It wouldn't shock me. Or if we did see these two match up in the playoffs, it'd be a hell of a series. But tonight, I think Denver gets its revenge. I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket. We keep it rolling. We head over to San Antonio where the Spurs are laying 6.5 points on the Dallas Mavs. The team from Dallas, man, the team from Dallas is terrible. Stick a fork in them. They're done. They're cooked. They just don't have the bodies, man, right now. They just don't have the bodies. This is the G League. This is the Texas Legends, basically, is what it is for the Dallas Mavs right now currently. it's unfortunate, man. It is so sad to see what has happened to my former team. And they really got nobody to blame but themselves, honestly. Laying 6.5 with San Antonio. We are asking for it. Personally, I'm not betting this game, just being 100% real with y'all. But if I had to play it, I would lay it with San Antonio. Dallas is that bad right now. It's not a play on San Antonio, more so than it is a fade of Dallas. We got the Golden State Warriors laying 12.5 points on the Portland Trail Blazers. Portland, these boys, man, they played yesterday and they got beat up by the Detroit Pistons at home at the crib. Now they have to travel to Golden State. Golden State beat them in the long meeting these two teams played. It was 140-104, but that game was way back in October. Warriors, they've been red hot post All-Star break. Since Steph Curry acquired his other henchman in Jimmy Butler, paired him up with his other henchman, Draymond Green, this team has been rolling. And unless I have a clear and concise reason to fade them, I'm not interested in doing so. I'm on the Warriors, laying the points here in this one. The Warriors are a streaky team. When they're hot, roll with them. When they're cold, fade them. They're red hot right now, playing their best basketball of the season. Vibes are really high right now in Golden State land. These boys believe they can go and do the damn thing. And that's the team I want to be betting right now currently. So, a lot of lumber to lay, but because of the spot for Portland on a second leg of a back-to-back with travel, I will lay this big of a number with the Golden State Warriors here in this one. Last and final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. Last and final one. We got the New York Knicks out on the road facing the Sacramento Kings. Knicks laying 2.5 points here in this one. Jalen Brunson is out for this one. Sabonis and Malik Monk could be making their return for the Sacramento Kings. Knicks won the only meeting these two teams faced off in this season, 143-120. That game was on the 25th of January in New York. Knicks coming to this one, losers of 3 straight, lost to the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Clippers. The Kings coming to this one, awful loss in their last one. They lost to the Clippers last night, 111-110. That was my top play yesterday. I had the Clippers laying the points. They won, failed to cover. Don't like the spot for Sacramento, man. Sacramento has been much better from an ATS perspective recently, but because the Knicks have been so bad recently, they need a bounce-back game. I think this is the game where they flex their muscles and beat up on a team they're head and shoulders better than, even without Jalen Brunson. So I think we're getting some value on New York because they've been so bad and because Sacramento's been so good ATS recently. I think the tide's about to flip, though. I think these two teams are about to return to who we know them to be. The Knicks, still a top 4 team in the East. Sacramento, a bubble play-in team. I think they're going to return back to that here really soon. No need to overcomplicate this one. Last and final game of the night, I'm going to lay the points with the New York Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, just broke down the full card, man, quickly as well. Hopefully, y'all appreciate it, man. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Of course, I have premium plays over at the site. You guys can scoop up over there. Man, I'm looking to do the damn thing this week. It wasn't my best week last week. Today, tomorrow, for the remainder of March, I'm trying to make it a life-changing month, man. So let's do it, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Smash that like button for your guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's it for y'all. That's it, man. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out here. Peace.